Hey everybody. So this is going to be a video on how to operate Inkscape and how to get started with that. So the very first step that we need to do is make sure that our pieces are all flat here, and then make sure that we create a drawing file that shows all these pieces. So we leave it in, make sure the standard is ASME, and that's just for units of measurement and all that jazz, along with inches as well. And you can leave it at 17. Let's actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change it to 22 by 17. That's the closest we can get to the size of the laser. So after you're done with your product, this is now going through the process of prepping your file so that it can be laser cut out. So this is the closest we're gonna get is 22 by 17. We press OK. It's gonna look really small on this piece, but that's meant to be. We're gonna make sure the scale stays 1:1. That's very important. And now it grows a little bit bigger. We're going to put it in the top right corner here. We're going to leave the visibility to the way it is. We want it to be black and white like this. We're going to click on the title block, press delete. We're going to click on the border, press delete. And that is pretty much it. We need to go through and now do stuff in Inkscape. So this is the file prepped. We can go ahead and go to up here into export PDF, press OK. I'm going to save this as something I can gingerbread drawing file for Inkscape, and then I'm going to save that PDF. Then I'm going to go through now, I should say, go through the Inkscape setup. So quick setup, it's going to look like this when it first opens up. You can press save. It's just going to go to the support by you. You can skip that tab and go to time to draw, and we're going to go to new document. We're not going to mess with any of the settings yet until we get into the actual software. So this is what the software looks like. If you scroll up and down, that's just going to move the page up and down. If you hold control, that'll zoom in and out. There's some basic things that you can kind of focus on. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that the page size is all set up. So we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Document Properties, and we're going to punch in here the custom size that we want. Now we need to make sure that it's in inches, and we're going to come over to Width, and we want the width to be the size of the laser. So we're going to go 24, and the height is 18. So we go 24 by 18, and then we are going to press enter. It'll change everything for you. We can then go ahead and close those document properties, and now you have this is the size of the laser, so to speak. So we can go to File then and Open, and we're going to look for, in this case, the PC downloads, and I put the file PDF there. Press Open. Don't touch anything here, just press OK. It'll bring open that object. And we need to make sure that we're still 24 by 18. So let's go to File, Document Properties, and it's changed. So it's important to change that back. I thought it would hold. I apologize. Did not. Press Enter, and then we can close that. And now you can see that it's 24 by 18. So by looking at this, we can drop this down as well. And that's going to show the ruler and all that jazz in the same orientation. So now we're good. We can go through this now and do what we need to for editing purposes. So now that we have the object, and you can click off and you can select, whatever you need to, we need to mess with both two things, the line weight and the line color. So it's important the laser identifies as a line cut, is a cutting device as true red, RGB red, which is 25500. That's the number associated with color. With that being said, to engrave, which means to basically engrave into a part, which would be for your text, for your name or whatever that you wanted to put in. I didn't do that for the example, but you can go through there and change that. That is black. And the line weight on that one is identified just through how you want it to look, because whatever you make that engraving, it'll associate with that look. It'll make more sense once we start going through this. So I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to go to Line Weights, View, Layer, Object, Fill and Stroke. So Object, Fill, and Stroke, and that'll pop open this whole panel here. We don't want to fill it. We want to make the stroke a specific color. So we're going to go to Stroke. We're going to hover over just a flat color, and then what it'll do is it'll bring this system up. So we want to drag this all the way to the side, and this is what that number was associated. I was talking about 255 red, 0 green, 0 blue. That's just the color that we need for the laser. So then I'm done with that color portion. I can go to the stroke style, and I'm going to change this to inches as well, and then I'm going to create 0.001. I know that makes it disappear, but if I press enter and go off of this and zoom really in, and again by holding control, you can see it's very faint, but it's there. And that's all you need to do. Specifically, if you wanted to engrave as opposed to cut something, you do the same process, but again, you change the thickness to whatever looks good to you, and then the stroke paint is all the way black. So these are all to the right, creating true, I believe it's actually all the way to the left, I'm sorry, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, and you can see the colors change to all true black. So for our example, because we want all these to be cut, we're going to leave it 255. Once you're done with this, you can close the fill and stroke, make sure it looks good, and it's associated with the right colors, all that stuff. And then we can go to File, and we can go to Save As. Make sure that you save this, and I'm going to say for cutting, make sure you save the type as, very important, a PDF. Our laser only identifies PDFs, and if I can find it, this is a huge list here. Sorry, I'm looking. Lots of pressure. There it is. Save it as a PDF, and this file, you press OK, is what you're submitting, the PDF that you created in Inkscape. This is what you're going to go to the Google form and submit and upload this specific file. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please, again, just ask your teacher. Thanks, guys.